I was recently featured on CTV's Your Morning, that's Canada's flagship national news program, discussing the uptick in rhabdomyolysis that's been occurring in young women in both Labrador and Newfoundland. In a 6-month period of time, doctors in these areas have reported about 20 cases of exercise-induced rhabdo, while normally they only see 1 or 2. In this segment, I cover a wide array of topics, including what rhabdo is, why it's so serious, and signs and symptoms to look out for if you think you might have this condition. Okay, so some general thoughts on what might be happening. Number one, when I looked into the news articles on this topic, I didn't see any differentiation as to whether the women who were getting rhabdo were getting it in, say, a group exercise class or working one-on-one with a personal trainer. I also didn't see any mention as to whether these women were sedentary or athletes. That said, if I had to take a guess, I would guess that a lot of the women developing rhabdo were sedentary, and here's why. Number one, traditionally, a lot of people tend to join gyms in the beginning of the year or close to the end of the year because they have New Year's resolutions that they want to accomplish. And a lot of those people are most likely individuals who have not worked out before or haven't worked out in a long time. There also tends to be an uptick in gym membership sales in the month of March and April because that's also when people want to look better for the summer. I also think there's a potential role for social media here because there are challenges on social media. I've seen them, you've seen them as well, where people do lots and lots of exercise. And I suspect some of these social media challenges are created around the times when people are most physically active to take advantage of them wanting to look better in the shortest period of time. I suspect that a lot of those social media challenges are created by people who have never heard of rhabdomyolysis and reinforce the notion that exercise has to be really intense to be effective, which, as I pointed out in the segment, is absolutely not true. And along those same lines, I would also shine a light on the overall fitness industry, which likewise perpetuates that myth that exercise has to be intense to be effective. But whatever the cause, if you want to reduce the risk of getting rhabdo, here's the key things to remember. Number one, if you have not exercised in a long time, like several months or several years, begin slowly. Do not begin by doing the same exercise program you had done months or years prior. Start with one exercise per body part. For example, 1 leg press, 1 chest press, 1 shoulder press, and so on. Choose a light weight that you can lift between 12 and 20 times, and don't fall victim to the myth that you have to lift heavy to build muscle, because that's not true. If you want to take a group exercise class, like for example, an indoor cycling class, ride a bike on your own at your own pace for the first week or so. Doing so is going to help you get used to those movement patterns, and when you take your very first class, don't stay for the entire 45-minute class. Maybe only stay for a short period of time, and when you think you've had enough, get up and leave. Don't feel embarrassed, and absolutely don't try to keep up with the intensity level that the instructor or the other members of that group class are doing. If you take any medications or you have any health problems, speak to your doctor and pharmacist, and while you're there, ask them specifically, do my health problems or my medications increase my risk of getting exercise-induced rhabdomyolysis? Yes, rhabdo is a rare condition because if it wasn't, we'd have all gotten it at some point, and most people don't. But that doesn't mitigate the seriousness of rhabdo because when it occurs, it can be quite severe. Remember, education is the very best defense against rhabdo, and I hope this segment helped move that needle forward a little bit.